Well, I got shot in the head here. There's still a crease in my skull where, you can feel the bullet path as it creased my skull. What a headache.
Van Fleet told me he got 2 Purple Hearts in Vietnam. That's the ribbon at the top, in the middle with the gold star. And 2 Bronze Stars, the red and blue ribbon at the top left, with the gold star and V for Valor. And above those, a gold trident, the insignia given to Navy SEALs.
I was in naval intelligence, and I was trained as a frogman. And so today you call them Navy SEALs. I was a young pup.
Wow, a Navy SEAL.
Yeah, a long time ago.
I filed a Freedom of Information Act request and received Van Fleet's records. He served 3 years on the USS Rupertus. No Purple Hearts, no Bronze Stars, no Navy SEAL. You know, Jim, I got to tell you that I know that those are fake medals. I know that you aren't a Navy SEAL. I know that those Purple Hearts are not real. Those Bronze Stars are not real. I've pulled your records. Why wear those? Why embellish your service? It took Van Fleet a moment to compose himself.
I spent 3 years in country Vietnam.
On a ship?
Yes, sir.
In country means you're on the ground. You weren't on the ground.
We had occasion to put boats in the water and go ashore to provide medicine and so forth to villages on the shore.
But you were a radar man,
yes,
looking at a scope in a dark room on the ship.
Yes.
Van Fleet told me he decided to wear the medals because he felt unappreciated after returning from Vietnam. And he questioned why I even began this investigation.
Why are we doing this? What difference does it make to you?
What do you say to the families of those who fought and died, who earned the medals, and you're wearing those? What do you say to the families?
I knew this would eventually happen. I didn't worry about it, and I wasn't afraid of it, and I figured when it happened, fine, then we'll just, we'll stop. It'll go away. I'll stop doing it. And that's what I shall do.
It's right here. My money, Janelle. This yours? Yes, ma'am. I wouldn't lie. I just went in my purse. I promise to God, ma'am.
Check your purse and see.
It's not. It was right here with my phone. I promise to God, baby.
No.
Baby, I was sitting right here. It is my $100.
No, it's not.
Oh my God, this lady is gonna tell me that's not, baby. That's my money.
It's my $100. It was a
She
joke.
was a ma'am.
It was a joke.
It was a joke. It was a joke. It was a joke.
We decided to see what would happen when we asked a psychic detective to help solve a missing persons case. Posing as the distraught brother of a missing child, we sent our producer, Charlie McElravy, to meet with Lori McQuarrie.
Hi, how are you? Very nice to meet you, Lori.
We showed her a photo of this missing girl, and she agreed to take the case for $400.
But I think it's solvable.
But what Lori didn't know was that the photo our producer gave her was actually a childhood photo of me. And obviously, I'm very much alive.
I don't believe she's alive. I'm sorry. I believe that it was a violent passing.
McQuarrie's sixth sense told her the girl was brutally murdered and sexually assaulted.
I think she was hit in the head with a rock.
But her visions didn't end there.
I think she can be brought home.
Pointing to a remote spot on this map, she even said she could help bring her body home.
Maybe even a mile or two from there.
The next day, McQuarrie sat down for an interview with me to talk about the work of psychic detectives.
I just had a gentleman in yesterday. 30 years ago, his sister disappeared.
She soon began talking about a recent case, but clearly her psychic abilities didn't tell her that I was the girl in the picture.
One of the first things I do in a case, Lisa, is I always make sure people know that if I feel the person is living or not.
So you'll always know,
yes,
when you talk to a family member, when you start a case, you'll know if this person is dead or
yes,
alive.
And that's the point, is that
every time.
Yes.
But apparently her psychic abilities didn't see this coming.
Lori, I'm going to show you something.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Does this girl look familiar to you?
Yes, she does. I worked this case.
This is a girl who you said was beaten and killed.
Okay.
This little girl is me. and you told somebody that she's dead.
Wait a minute. You didn't disappear?
I'm right here.
Well, that's interesting, isn't it?
How do you explain being
I
completely
can't
wrong?
explain it. I can't explain it.
You're charging them hundreds of dollars.
You know what, dear?
Hundreds
I
of
think we're done.
dollars. You're taking advantage of desperate people with a bunch of hocus pocus, aren't you?
No, I'm not. I think we'll go. Thank you. It's been an interesting experience. You all.
It was an on-the-job injury. Or was it? Watch what happens when this sprinkler head falls from a South Florida office ceiling. It lands on an employee's desk, missing her. But wait for it. She gets an idea, looks around, and bam! Time to file for some workers' comp. Shayla Veronica White, she was convicted for workers' comp insurance fraud, a third-degree felony, and sentenced to 18 months probation.
It's The Price is Right!
When you hear those three famous words on The Price is Right,
Oh, come on now!
you do what the man tells you, fast, like this woman, Kathy Cashwell.
$1,375.
But a fortune and fabulous prizes wasn't the only thing Cashwell was collecting. Cashwell was also cashing in $3,000 a month in workers' comp, claiming an on-the-job shoulder injury left her totally unable to stand, run, reach, or grasp.
Here we go, good luck.
But there she is, spinning that big, heavy wheel, not once, but twice. Kathy Cashwell, those pictures were something, right? She told us that despite how it looks in that clip, she was, quote, her words here, hurting the whole time. David.
Hurting the whole time. All right.
Carson, California. Mayor Jim Deere presides over a city council meeting. At the podium, community activist Vera DeWitt wraps up her argument on why the mayor should be removed from office.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, lower your voice.
Quit interrupting me. That's all.
Thank you.
As DeWitt leaves the podium, she spots one of the mayor's staunchest allies.
Hey. Oh. Hit her right in the eye. She hit her right in the eye. Stop that woman from leaving the room. She struck the woman. She should be arrested. Vera DeWitt just struck a woman in the eye. I'm going to call a doctor.
DeWitt is fined $1,500 and sentenced to 100 hours of community service and 52 hours of anger management classes.
Hey. Oh.